uh, probably we may have to reschedule this meeting again by tomorrow because we are having some issues and also some little breakdown on the internet connectivity. Uh, okay, I have to start the recording afresh, and so like I stated from the beginning, we are trying to ensure or make sure that we are able to carry everyone along, especially not only from the migration process, even up till the trading period, when all of us are beginning to trade, are beginning to, a kind of having to swap or withdraw. We will be having these meetings consecutively every Friday to ensure that we keep ourselves informed and also updated on the current happenings in the incredible world coin. All right. And so I don't know if the director for administration actually made an attempt to join, but even if he is not able to join us tonight, we will reschedule another meeting because the purpose of our gathering here today, this evening, is to be able to ascertain how many people were able to migrate from different parts of Africa. And so the director for administration is supposed to give us that update and also enlighten us on what we need to do in order to fast track the issue of this migration process in order for us to begin the trading uh, the trading activities on the exchange. And so you can drop your comments again on the comment section. You can copy your comments and paste it back. I was out for a moment, and so I can't see any comment because I have to join the meeting back again. And so because of the internet problem, the internet fluctuation, so please, all those who earlier dropped their questions in section, you can still rewrite your comments. Drop your comment on the comment section so I can take your questions. And also those who have some concerns that they want to address, you can easily raise up your hand and we will give you the opportunity to speak when the time comes. And so while we are doing that, I there is a lot of momentum coming from two regions out of Nigeria, and also a little momentum coming out of Liberia and also uh, other parts of Africa. And so I want to use this moment to commend the leadership of Archbishop Japhet from Yola in Adamawa State in Nigeria. We are seeing a lot of migrations coming in because I had a chat with the uh, director for administration, and so I learned that a lot of people are migrating more from that region, from Nigeria, and so that shows that we are progressing very, very speedily. And also, I want to appreciate the Nigerian ambassador, Mr. Emmanuel Husseini Zaki, who has been on top of the entire move, and the momentum is gearing up so huge in Nigeria. And so, not only Nigeria, I also want to commend our coordinator out of Grand Bassa County, Mr. Is also a Reverend George Achi from Grand Bassa County, who is in our midst this evening. And so I'm going to recognize other leaders who are in our midst this evening. I also have uh, uh, Dr. Joy and Okikili in our midst. That is the African executive. Uh, I also have, I think I saw Madam Zerlin, but perhaps maybe due to internet fluctuation, some people are coming in and also going out. And so we may not be able to. Okay, I have Madam Atilia Davis in the house also, who is our Director of Finance, representing the continent of Africa. And so I also have our West African Training Coordinator, who is Mr. Sumosi Molba from Liberia. And so we also have, I also want to recognize the presence of uh, some of our leaders from Nigeria. We have uh, Mr. Nehemiah Yohana, who is representing the Federal Capital Territory from Abuja in Nigeria. We also have some of our humanitarians in our midst, Mr. Fiagon Vokito in our midst. We also have I have Mommy Alice Jaffet also in our midst. And so these are the few persons that we have in our midst. And so while we are still waiting for the Director of Administration to join us, but perhaps if he is unable to join us tonight, that means I'm going to reschedule another meeting for tomorrow so that we can have that update regarding the progress that was recorded or made thus far in times of migrating from the ICO into the exchange. And so, like I promised, each time we come here, it's going to be an interactive session wherein we are going to interact with each other to be able to understand some of the lapses that we are experiencing in the course of migrating, and also provide some solutions in times of how you can be able to successfully migrate into the exchange and be able to submit your details to the admin. All right. And so I will go back to the comment section while I am doing that. Before I finish the questions from the comment, if you have any question, you can use the provided means on the app to raise up your hand so that I can see you on my dashboard screen. And so if you want to ask any question, just indicate by raising up your hand on your app. There is a hand on your app. So look at your app very well. You will see a hand raising up five fingers. Just indicate that, and I would be able to see you. All right. And so the first comment here on the comment section is coming from Odi Erinma. It says, "Can't hear anything." Okay, Mr. Odi, or if it's Mr. or Mrs. or Miss, I think other people can hear me. If you can hear me, please, I need some people to unmute your mic and indicate that you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you
that's
clearly.
great. All right. And so I'm coming up very audible. So try to maybe refresh your internet, like I said from the beginning.
And I
You
can hear you too.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Please try to refresh in your internet. We are having a lot of internet connectivity challenge around Africa in most African countries. Yes, not only Liberia or Sierra Leone or Nigeria. We're experiencing a lot all over Africa. And so let us bear with the situation, and we are hoping that very soon things will get better. And so Onyema Ra is saying, "Good evening, sir. Sorry, still having issues with 2FA authentication." All right. Let me begin with the 2FA authentication. God willing, by tomorrow, I pray that God will help me, because I promised that I was going to upload a tutorial on the authentication, but I have been very busy. I have been very, very busy attending to a lot of persons, a lot of people from different African countries. But I will try by all means tomorrow to drop a video tutorial on the 2FA. And so I beg your indulgence, please bear with me. By tomorrow, I will drop the 2FA authentication video tutorial. Thank you so much for reminding me. I'm seeing only one hand at the moment. Before I usher in other leaders to be able to say a few words, because once it is exactly 40 minutes into the recording, we will stop the recording so that we can be able to upload that video record on our YouTube channel. And so, Reverend Achi K. George from Grand Bassa County, you can unmute your mic now and ask your question. So just touch the mic and unmute yourself, and then you come in. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone in the house. This is Reverend Achike Josh. My concern here is that many people are migrating from Grand Bassa County, Liberia, but they are doing it through local currency and it is deposited to the national office. But how
Okay.
will they know? How will they know that the migration is successful?
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. You can mute your mic. That's perfect. Thank you so much. In addressing your question, uh, we have a video tutorial to that effect. I strongly believe you are on Telegram. And what I will do is I will personally forward the video tutorial to you on how you can follow the step by step to do the migration process in Ground Bassa County. And probably one of these days, the West African Training Coordinator and also some leaders are actually planning to come to Grand Bassa County and see through the migration process. And so, what you will do, you can communicate with them, especially the West African Training Coordinator, Mr. Sumosi Molba. Let him know when you are going, when it is convenient for you to put your people together. Gather all the people who are ready to do their migration, and have a date set for that particular activity, and a representative from the African office, not only the national office, because IWC office is based in Liberia for now, even though we are going to decentralize in other countries as time goes on. And so someone is coming to you, someone will come to your county. And so call all your subscribers together and let them be ready for their migration, and you will be taught on how to do so. Peradventurely, you do not understand the tutorial very well, so they can put you through the step by step on what you need to do to move into the exchange successfully and migrate your people. And so, having said that, you can also communicate with me and let me know when you are ready, so that we can send the representation to get there in Grand Bassa County in order to put you through in the process. Thank you so much. In the same manner, also, you can communicate to the people from Riverside in Liberia, those who want to do their KYC, their migration, not KYC. Those from Riverside and also environs who will be able to come over, because we have more subscribers in Grand Bassa County more than Riverside. And so if they can be able to come down, get a day that the both counties will come together, and a representation will be sent down to you in order to help you in the process and also teach both you and some of your coordinators what it is required for you to do in order to migrate. Thank you very much. And also send a communication to me via WhatsApp so that I will also reply and also give you a hint on what you will need to do. Thank you, sir. Uh, Okay, you can put down your hands. Once your question is answered, just put down your hand from the app so that I will know that you are being clarified. And so, Reverend Achike George, just put down your hand from the app so that we will see other people. Thank you very much. Yes, that's great. We have someone also putting up his hand. Okay, this is Mr. Paul from Bong County. The crypto beast is in the house. And so I'm going to attend to you, Mr. Paul. Let me just take this comment. Okay, on the comment section, we will come back while we're awaiting other people. Yes, Mr. Paul, you can unmute your mic and come in. I'm glad that so many leaders from from Liberia are beginning to come up to speed right now. Yes, come in, sir. You are welcome.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, you are loud and clear. Please go on with your concerns, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for the platform up there.
Yes.
But this evening, I was trying to follow up, but the network is giving us no time here, so we are not really following up. So we that's one of the questions I want to raise because I'm not following up. I'm trying to join, but still the network is still fluctuating here.
All right. Thank you very much. You can mute your mic back, Mr. Paul. Just touch the mic and so that we cannot have some sound coming out of the background. Thank you so much. Uh, the problem is all over, not only in your region, Mr. Paul. I think some people who joined this meeting earlier discovered how myself have to join. I went out and I have to come in again. So we are experiencing a lot of network fluctuation, a lot. And so what we are doing right now is that this meeting is recorded and the recording is going to be shared on our YouTube channel and also on all our social media platforms so that you can gain access to it. And so, what you do not understand, you can find it later on uh, in a recorded version on YouTube, or there is a link that will be provided on WhatsApp or Telegram where you can be able to follow up the updates. And so don't worry about that. We are going to share the entire details about this meeting so that even if you are not able to follow up with everything, you can be able to get the detailed information. And so now I think so far, these are the only two persons that I'm seeing their hands up. And so regarding the 2FA, we are going to we are going to definitely I'm going to definitely do a tutorial on the 2FA. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome the Director for Administration. He just joined us right now. And so, thank you so much for coming in, Mr. Honorable Richard B. Telewayan Jr. I would like to turn over the floor to you without without hesitation, because uh, you were the one we were waiting for in order to have an update for Africa. What is going on? How many people have migrated so far? And what are we looking up to? And how long is it going to take us to migrate to get the exchange open? What are the strategies that we need to use so that we can get this exchange come open, because everything right now lies in our hands, and so we want to be able to see this exchange open latest by next week. As for me, I want the incredible exchange to be open by tomorrow. And so that is one of the reasons why we are here. And so tell us, how many people do we have from different respective countries, and also what are we to expect in the next couple of days? You are welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for the recognition and good evening to the house. Sorry for the poor quality of my voice. Many years coming to an end, so many horrible things are happening. But anyway, all praises to the Most High for everything. For we who believe in the Most High, we know that all things work together for good. So anyway, let's get to business for tonight. I had to just manage some way somehow because I know this update is very important. So for Africa, we are lagging behind. We are lagging behind. I was checking the chart today to see how far we've gone. So far, Africos is doing well. Africos is doing well. Africos has migrated 1,200 persons,
Wow.
and Liberia has done just 300 persons. Nigeria has done 473 persons. Ghana has done 102 persons. Sierra Leone has done just 100 persons. I mean 50 persons, sorry. And then we have 100 persons from Guinea. So we are really lagging behind in Africa. When we check the entire figure for Africa, we've not even been able to hit 3,000 benchmark yet. We have not been able. So it is a huge task on us in Africa. I don't know why we're so lagging behind. Asia is doing so very well. Other continents are doing very, very well. But when it comes to Africa, I don't know why we keep getting a lot of poor experiences, poor turnout for the migration. And when you really check it out, we are the most people waiting and crying for withdrawal every single day. The amount of text messages I receive in my phone, bulk of it, in fact, 98% of the text messages I receive that we want to withdraw, when will be withdrawal, when will be this, when will be that, it's all from Africa, all from Africa. But when it comes to the migration aspect, we see that Africa is really lagging behind. I always say this thing is now in our hands. The trading is now in our hands. If we want to start trading tonight, that means we have to complete all of our migrations just right now. Right now. I think a lot of people in Africa are playing this kind of game, maybe saying, let me wait to see that everybody finish migrating first before I can come in. But trust me, even if you wait until everybody have migrated, you won't still be able to trade if you've not migrated. You see, if we should meet the 55,000 persons criteria right now and the exchange opens, in as much as your account has not been migrated, trust me, you won't be able to do anything. So for you to be able to trade, it means that you have to be able to do your migrations right now. So in fact, yesterday I was telling some group of people, I said, if we cannot do our migration, anyone in RWC that refuses to do migration is an enemy to our progress. We started tagging people as enemy of progress already, because we see some people who are deliberately being reluctant about doing the migration. And trust me, without this migration, nothing we can do. Nothing we can actually do, including my very self. Nothing I'll be able to benefit. My investment will be lying down and sleeping like yours. Everything will be sleeping because we've not migrated. So we don't have much emphasis to lay on what is it we need to do, but we all know that we need to migrate our accounts. So we all need to become ambassadors of this whole migration process. We need to move out to those who we know, all of our people we know we brought into RWC, or we know that bought RWC during the ICO period, so that they can migrate. We need to encourage everybody to migrate their accounts. Migration is very, very, very important. In fact, it is the most important thing on our agenda right now. As we all know, we are looking for 55,000 persons to migrate. 55,000 persons to migrate. Here are we. We've not even done. We've done almost nothing from our point here in Africa. We've done almost nothing. So Africa, we have to stand up. We have to wake up. If we don't want to make ourselves look like, in fact, I'm already being shamed. Always Africa will be lagging behind. At least during the humanitarian stuff, we had few people in Africa who already did well, and we are from Africa's end. But when it comes to the migration point now, we are kind of just lagging slow behind. Very slowly, we are moving small, 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 small. So I'm encouraging every one of us. If we want to trade, see me, I want to chop Christmas money. Oh, but this sharp money, the real Liberia way. So if we want to make money this season, this festive season, or anytime we wish, that means we all have to migrate. We all have to do our migration. Encourage your friends to do their migrations. For those of us who are humanitarians, right, this is a very huge task on us. We'll have to encourage every of our constituents to do their migration. See, in fact, my house has become like RWC office these days. I don't leave my house. My house is jam packed because I'm using that place now to get everybody who've not done their migration, those who are brought in during the humanitarian process to do their process. Because why? Most of them are running away from responsibility of going to bank to go and pay this and pay that. So all they need to do, they bring their little contributions. Since I'm paying half of their humanitarian or half of their migration fees, but for those of us who do not have the ability to do that and we are humanitarians, please, you have to tell your people, all those you brought, tell them to migrate their accounts. $5 or $6 is not anything big to pay for coins that you receive. Most of us will receive 100 coins for free 100 coins, where even $100 cannot buy right now. So you see, to sacrifice that money and do your migration is very, very key. So we have to move out and make sure we tell everyone to tell everyone that we do our migration. That is it. That's what we need to do right now. So we'll keep singing this song over and over, over and over, over and over. Trust me, if Africa lags behind and trading opens, we will just be in Africa and be making noise while others are making money. The few people who will have been part of the migration process will be enjoying themselves. Those of us who are waiting to see that kingdom come before we do our migration will be waiting behind, and that is the time migration is going to be even more. When it is time to do it, you do it at that time. It is counted. But when everyone have done it, you are coming at last. Sometimes the admin is going to just watch your account pending migration for weeks while you are eager to do it. It is just going to be pending. So this is our own opportunity we have right now. Africa, we need to stand up. I believe we have most of our African countries representatives in this meeting tonight. And I believe also we have our African leadership meeting coming up. Gentlemen, we need to move. We need to wake up. We need to do everything possible to make sure that our system stands and that we from Africa can also add relevance to the project that we are doing. Without much that I do, I think I'll stop here.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that update. You see, I always tell us, and I made mention of the French speaking country, they don't join us here because number one, they don't understand English, but their meetings that they normally have, they are going faster than even Nigeria. How comes that like Ivory Coast is going faster than Nigeria, but Nigeria is picking up? Why? Because we can never be left behind. and also Liberia, where the IWC African base is. We need to also wake up in Liberia and begin the migration process as just like that of Ivory Coast. So if Ivory Coast has already hit 1,000, Nigeria will also Nigeria will also make it to 1,000 even plus, perhaps before the end of this week. Why? Because from what I am hearing uh, by the ambassador, Nigeria is moving at a very fast pace. I strongly believe if we can all come together in unity of purpose, we can open this exchange even if it's next week. Next week, we can open that exchange and begin to trade. Not even next month, next week. All that is required is for us to be able to ensure or give that courage that we can do it. We have been waiting for this opportunity and also this moment. Now the exchange is lying there waiting for the requirement of migrated users before we can start trading. And so it is an awesome opportunity for each and every one of us. And also, I want to appreciate the Director for Administration for giving us that update. And I also want to commend your job and also thank you for empowering many people in Liberia and also, coming to their aid by taking the lead as a humanitarian. We all can change the world if we all unite and also work together. And so we also have, I'm not seeing the ambassador for Liberia and Sierra Leone. I think he will be going to Sierra Leone any moment from now. The ambassador is not here in our midst. If he is here, I would have loved to begin with him and also get an update from him concerning the Sierra Leone itinerary of activities. But I strongly believe that before the end of this week, we will have some tangible information regarding the entire migration process. Someone is raising up his hand, and I cannot see any name, and the person is unknown. And so I'm coming back to the hands that are up. Currently, I also want to throw more light in the aspect of the migration process. Once you are migrated, David Norrison asked a question and he said, if you are migrated, will you receive a notification from the admin? The answer is yes. As soon as your coins and your data is migrated from the ICO, everything moves into the exchange. And so you will not be able to go back to the ICO any longer. Every data about you and your coins moves completely into the exchange. And so once that process is completed right now, each and every one of us that completes the migration process, you are on queue. Yes, you are on queue waiting for that confirmation. Once we have the first threshold of the first set of people who are migrated or who are moved into the exchange, as soon as anything happens, you receive a message directly from the Incredible Wealth Coin Exchange that your coins have already been migrated from the ICO. And when you log back into your account, you will see your coins. And so that is how everything is going to go. Mohammed J. Sensei from Sierra Leone, we are investigating your matter. And so, if you are raising your hands in respect to the same issue, that matter is currently on investigation. And so, we will get back to the people from Bow City concerning that issue of the coins that all of you purchased. And so, Mohammed, you can unmute your mic. Are you raising your mic on the same issue that was tabled the last time? Mohammed J. Sensei from Sierra Leone, you can unmute your mic and come in. Okay, I don't know if he can hear me. Okay, someone again raising up your
Hello.
hands. Yes, Mohammed, can you hear
Hello.
me? Yes,
Good evening to this house.
yes,
Really, I was about to ask the same question, but thank God you have said it all. I really appreciate because actually, my fear is if we left behind, then this migration issues come to an end. What will be our fate?
yes. That's
Because
your
time is against us.
okay. Okay, yeah. Your matter is currently being investigated, and we will get back to you upon completion of the investigation. And so, do not worry, we are already on top of that matter. And so, thank you very much for joining us from Sierra Leone. And also, I would like to see more people joining us, especially our Incredible World Coin members from Bo City, from Freetown, and also from Kenema and environs. Let them be joining these meetings so that they can get a direct information from this particular platform. Please, I would also recognize the presence of, I think I'm not seeing any other hand here from the app. Okay.
Please, I am raising my hand, so I'm raising my hand.
Yes. Who are you? Because you are, I'm seeing unknown. Can you introduce yourself or mute your mic and
Okay,
introduce
thank you.
yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. You can hear me, sir.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, my name is Reverend Evans, your friend who came all the way from Lagos, and we met in Abuja during CAN meeting.
Yes, yes, at the Ecumenican Center, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I remember you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much. I am, first of all, very grateful for the opportunity that you have given us to make these investments.
yes,
I want to commend you and the admin
okay,
for the update that you have been giving us all the time.
yes,
Let me also commend our country ambassador, Mr. Zaki, because
mm,
he has been very helpful in very many respects.
mm,
My question and my challenge, I would have loved to call privately, but I want to make this public because it may be the same challenge that other people are having.
yes.
You know that in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
we have tried so many investments and so
Yes.
many calls for networking businesses and so on. And a
Mm-hmm.
good number of them failed. So people are entering into this business with a bit of fear and withdrawal. Otherwise, I cannot find the reason why in a country of 200 million people, Nigeria alone has not been able to register 20,000 people since we're talking about this thing.
Yes.
So one has to be the assurance
Mm.
that this is real. That's one of the challenges that
Mm-hmm.
people are having. I must confess to you. The second, those of us who are on humanitarian package, remember you told us from the beginning that this particular program or investment is meant to empower poor people, to
Yes.
support poor people, to
Yes.
assist poor people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for instance, like myself, the names of the persons I submitted here are mostly illiterates because I am thinking of empowering them.
Okay.
There are people without telephones. There are people without the ability to manage their telephones, even if they have one. There are people who don't even know what you call email.
Hmm.
So, this category of people, from the last teaching you gave, you said nobody will be able to operate another person's account for him or her. So, these
Yes.
are some of the difficulties. Is
Okay.
there a way that the admin can make things seamless? If, for instance, I hire an administrator to
Hmm.
manage my account, and that of the 50 others that I submitted to you,
Yes.
and my admin is currently is working on this as a kind of job that I attach to my admin. It
Yes.
is left for me to pay my admin, and it
Mm-hmm.
is left for my admin to manage all the accounts on
Okay.
behalf of the persons whose names have been entered there. It
Yes.
will be easy for that person
Okay.
to migrate all of them in one day. But in a
Okay.
situation where it is not possible for one person to arrange or run the platform for another person, it becomes extremely difficult for those of them who cannot, who doesn't even know what is internet. If myself coming from the south is having that challenge, you can imagine that it will be double in the north. I'm not trying to disparage anybody, but I think you
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying because
Yes.
our
Yes.
level of education differs a great deal. So this
Yes.
is one of the problems you we need to address. As soon
Okay.
as this assurance is given that somebody can run as an admin and manage all the accounts on behalf of a particular group, it won't be possible, therefore, for my own administrator to migrate all the names under me. I can decide to pay for all of them like the admin suggested.
Hmm.
The payment is not the problem, but it is the technicalities that are involved and who does it. That is
Okay.
just what I think you need to address. As soon
All
as
right.
you address that particular bottleneck, apart from the fear of whether it is real or not, a lot of people will migrate and then our
Mm-hmm.
numbers will increase. So I am thinking that a good number of my other colleagues may be having this same challenge, even though they are
Yes.
not speaking up. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Evans. You just spoke the mind of a lot of people. I had these questions coming from a lot of humanitarians, not only from Nigeria, but let me use this opportunity to address this particular question and also to clarify more for other humanitarians who are having the same concern in terms of number one, whether the genuinity of the incredible wealth coin, whether or not it is real, and or whether people can have access to withdrawals, and what will be the fate of people. I think that is your first question. And so in addressing that, first of all, I want to let you know that the incredible wealth coin, the first guarantee and confidence you should have is that this is the only cryptocurrency project that has a physical representation all over. You have people that you can approach for help. You have people who are ready to guide you and also help you in every step of the way. And you can see them physically, they are not abstract. That is number one. Number two, we have consistently carried the entire community along in terms of giving us updates concerning this project. I have made a promise from the ICO stage that what I began from the ICO will continue even during withdrawals. It will still continue. And so when the exchange comes open, We will be having this same meeting to address the issue of withdrawals, and we will also have tutorials that will guide you on how you can withdraw. That is secondly. Third, the issue of guarantee, and also the issue of whether or not other people have joined other projects, Ponzi projects, and also network marketing projects. Blockchain technology is not a network marketing project. And so I want you to get this very clear, because we have a lot of people with the same mindset. There are a lot of people who, chatted me up, who sent me voice messages, how we have been involved into one project or the other, into this network marketing or the other, and we have lost so amount of millions of naira. How sure are we that IWC will not be the same? And so the last price of the incredible world coin before the entire APIs were redirected into the exchange was 57 US dollars per coin, of which I strongly believe the day this exchange will come open, one IWC, I strongly believe, I'm telling you this, that it will not be $57. It can be even above $100 when the exchange comes open. And this is also withdrawable from the exchange, because when it comes to the issue of exchange, we have people who used Binance before to trade. Myself, I use Binance to withdraw directly using local currency, and also fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. I also use cex.io. I also use other crypto exchange platforms like Luno, that gives people an opportunity to transact and convert their fiat currency into crypto, or crypto into fiat. And so, one of the guarantee you should have, or rest of mind, is that you have people that will guide you in all the step on the way from the beginning of this project up till this moment, and even going forward. Now, some of us here were engaged or involved into a lot of crypto projects in the past. I can challenge you that you have never spoken to anybody representing those projects physically. Most of them, you don't even have access to talk to them directly, even online. You cannot chat with them directly. You can as well channel your concerns through their platform, through their WhatsApp or Telegram group chats. If anybody responds to you, glory be to God. Why I'm telling you this out of experience, because we have been through a lot of, we have done investments or purchased other cryptocurrencies. And so when I'm telling you this, I'm telling you out of experience. And so, what should give you more confidence about the incredible world coin is such that we, or the people represent the international global leadership, we know them, we are together with them, we communicate with them directly in case of anything. And you are with us in Africa. You know us, we have seen physically, you can see us at any given time, you can communicate with us. And so this should have give you some level of confidence, or this should give you some level of rest of mind and also confidence. Keep looking at what is going to unfold in a couple of days to see if withdrawal starts, whether or not we are going to disappear. And so we are not going anywhere. We are here. And if this is what you are looking for before you can migrate your people, you can migrate your people with rest of mind, because IWC Exchange is here to stay. And we are here. We are not invisible, we are visible. And so, to address the last concern that you stated uh, on this meeting tonight, you made a mention of whether or not someone can manage the entire humanitarians in terms of migration. Now, I would have loved to address these during the humanitarian meetings, but let me just use this to clarify you, and then we will address it more on the humanitarian meetings. When it comes to the issue of managing the other people who coins were allocated for, number one, we have stated the criterias for you to hire an admin or someone who is going to be in charge of those assets. And so, number one, the person must be strictly someone who is very trustworthy. One. Secondly, if you are entrusting the entire IWC management or the entire asset management of your IWC coins to this individual, you are doing it at your own risk. At your own risk, in the sense that if you agree to give this person your entire information and data to manage for you, it is allowed. Certainly, you can hire someone. As a matter of fact, all the humanitarians in Nigeria have administrators. Yes, I'm telling you this right now. So you can come up with your administrators who can assist those who are not internet inclined, those who doesn't know anything about email. But what you should make sure or ensure to do is that the benefit that comes out thereafter should go to these individuals in the course of handling or managing their asset for them. And so, yes, you can find, you can get an administrator that will handle the affairs of the migration and get him trained in order to be able to migrate people. What the most important thing right now is to migrate 55,000 users. Once we are able to achieve that, the next day the trading platform comes open. And if 20% of the entire humanitarians in Africa will migrate their users, the exchange will come open within 24 to 72 hours. If all the humanitarians, 20%, I'm not saying 80% or 100% of all the humanitarians in Africa, if 20% of the humanitarians in Africa will migrate their users, like what is coming from Bishop Japhet from Yola in Adamawa State, because I can see the only momentum coming more is from Adamawa State and some part of Kaduna State in Nigeria, because I'm getting updates from the ambassador. And so, if all the 20% of the humanitarians in Nigeria alone will migrate their users, this exchange will come up open by tomorrow. And so we are encouraging other humanitarians. You can get your administrators, they can be trained, or they can follow the tutorials, dedicate them fully into this entire thing and let them migrate your people. And when the exchange comes open and you are not able to withdraw, this is where this concern is supposed to be raised. But at the moment, once the exchange comes open, what we will be having here on this platform is testimonies. And I want to be part of those who will come here on the platform to testify that I have not worked in vain since 2020, when this whole project began, when the formation of this project began up till 2022. I will be the first testifier. And so you can get your administrator and let it be that all those involved were able to benefit at the end of the day when it comes to the amount of money. Because if you are allocated with 100 coins, and if that 100 coin is valued 100 US dollars, that will worth over 20 to 50 or 30 million naira in Nigerian currency. And so that's a huge amount of money. And so we wouldn't want a situation whereby tomorrow you have allocated someone to manage the coins that were given for other people. And so because you migrated everyone, you are now going to amass the entire coins to yourself and forget about those humanitarians who supposed to have benefited from the humanitarian allocation. And so we wouldn't want that to happen. And so that is why we are taking a serious precaution in times of the humanitarian allocation. And so I think I would like to stop there. I strongly believe I've answered your question. Uh, Ibrahim, you are not instructed to do anything. And so, if I did not recognize you, please do not mute your mic or do anything on the platform. Yes. So, next, I think I have answered your question, sir. Can you unmute your mic and respond to me? Let me know that I have answered your question. The Reverend from Lagos, Nigeria. Have I answered your question, sir? You are still putting up your hands. You can put down your hand.
Oh, sorry, it's an old hand. Thank you very much. I think I am very happy and satisfied with your answers.
Thank you
May
so
God
much.
bless all of us in this project and
Thank you
grant
so
us
much.
success. I
Thank you
will
so much.
upload all my 50 followers very, very soon, and you will see that every other person now will migrate their people, and God will continue to bless all of us. Thank you very much
Amen.
for the education. I am
Amen.
happy.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you.
much. Thank you very much. Yes. I will also, so far, I've not seen any hand on the app. Please indicate by raising up your hand if you have any questions on the app so that I can recognize you. And so there are no questions on the comment section. So at this junction, I would like to recognize the Incredible World Coin officials and also recognize some of our
Please, I'm
leaders.
putting up my you are putting up my hands, please.
I have not seen your hand to okay. I'm seeing Mr. Sumosi Molba. I was coming to you. Okay. I have three persons raising up their hands. First, I have Mr. Sumosi Molba. You can unmute your mic and come in, sir, very briefly before we proceed. The African Training Coordinator, if you can hear me, can you unmute your mic and come in very quickly? Perhaps you are having some network issues. Okay, let me proceed to Mr. Coley very briefly. Mr. Coley, you can come in, sir, very quickly to wrap it up.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to all.
Yes, good evening.
Um, Thanks for the brilliant explanation.
Yeah,
Um, Two concerns: um, the issue of the two factor process
authentication. Yes,
and the email, and the email administration.
yes, sir.
I've had the experience of managing my sister's email for several years without her being a part. Only that she filled in the forms and put her data and took her picture, whatever it is. But I had all of the password, the email address, and everything. So I don't think that will be an issue. Once they trust the people who are involved with proper verification, I think it's not an issue. Second to that is the two-factor. Um, will it be a force to use the two-factor in the IWC process, or is optional? I'm speaking from the background that for me personally, I have been traumatized with the issue of two-factor, so that's why I'm asking the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am going to address that 2FA issue by tomorrow once and for all. I'm going to upload a tutorial on that, and I'm going to share it on our link so that it is very easy to set up your 2FA. But in a situation whereby right now during the migration, it is not compulsory for you to set up your two-factor authentication. Just create your wallet on the exchange and
Okay.
also complete your migration process. As soon as the exchange comes open, before you can do any transaction, you will be required to enable your 2FA. Reason being is because it is an additional security feature to protect your asset. And so I am going to upload the tutorial by tomorrow so that if you don't want to add it right now, you can add it later on. But right now, during the migration process, you are not required to update your two-factor authentication compulsory. You are not mandated to do that compulsorily before you can migrate your data from the ICO into the exchange. But you will be required to do that when you begin trading. Thank you very much, Mr. Coley. Let me proceed very quickly to Mr. Enaturu. You can unmute your mic very quickly. We are already running out of time. Mr. Ufioma from Nigeria, unmute your mic.
All right. Good evening.
Yes,
Good
you're
evening,
welcome.
IWC. Good evening, Mr. Incredible. Welcome.
Yes, you're
I
welcome.
just quickly want to add to what you have said. That man, and I also want to let everybody know this. Is IWC real? Yes, it is real. Now, I just want to briefly tell you one of my transaction with IWC admin so that you yourself you can judge if IWC is real or not. And it goes like this. During the humanitarian period, I was having a cash at hand and then cash at bank. So I did transfer the cash at bank, but was not enough. So I was to transfer 27,000 cash at hand now through POS to complete the money. So the woman of the POS made a mistake and transferred that 27,000 twice. Then I made a call through to Mr. Philimo, which is our executive now. I called him. I said, "This is I made a mistake. Oh, that POS woman she made a transfer of 27,000 naira twice." And he said, okay, no problem. Then please tell the woman to send both of the slip to us. Let us confirm if it is true. Then she'll have the other one. I said, no problem. So I quickly rushed to the woman. Then we sent the both slip. And not more than 5 minutes, the other money was sent back. And that was how even the woman, the POS woman in question, has to say, these people, they are true people. These people, they are true. Now, you, now, judge, if they were to be scammed, any money that enters into a hand of a scam, does it come out again? Mr. Credible, do you still remember this the other time?
Yes, yes, I remember. I remember it clearly. Thank you
Good.
so much.
And
Thank you so
in
much.
not less than how many minutes the money was refunded. So this alone is a great sign that IWC is for real and it has come to stay. The Lord bless us.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for that testimonial. Our testimonial is not yet complete until we begin the first set of withdrawals. And I keep saying this, and I will continue to say this. The way and manner at which are holding these consecutive meetings, we will still hold another testimonial meeting here in this platform to take testimonies on how many people are able to withdraw, whether or not you are not able to withdraw, whether or not you know how to trade, whether or not you are having some challenges, we are going to carry everyone along. And so, what I want us to do is to make sure or ensure that we as a community follow the right procedures and also the instructions and the guidelines given or laid down for us to be able to successfully enjoy what God has given us via IWC. Okay, I'm seeing another hand here on the platform, Mr. Raymond Ezekiel. Yes, Mr. Raymond, you can come in very quickly, but you are raising your hand very late. Come in, you can unmute your mic very quickly. Mr. Raymond, you can unmute your mic. I'm just seeing your hand coming in at this point. Okay, I guess Mr. Raymond cannot hear me. Uh, I don't know why. You can unmute your mic, sir. I'm trying to unmute your mic from my end here. It looks like he's having some network connectivity challenge. So I'm trying to unmute Mr. Raymond, but he is not coming on. So
No sound,
sorry,
no
Mr.
sound, no sound, no sound at all.
Okay. Uh, I'm trying to unmute Mr. Raymond, and he goes off. And so I pray he comes back. Let us recognize the last people finally before we go. First on my list, I want to recognize. Okay, Mr. Raymond is back. Yes, Mr. Raymond, you are back. Unmute your mic now and speak, if you can hear me very quickly, because you are the last question that I am going to take this evening before we wrap it up. Mr. Raymond, okay, Mr. Raymond is
Okay,
experiencing.
my question is this, sir.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, can you,
Yes, I can hear you now. You are coming in audible. Go on.
Hey, my yes, can a beneficiary under a material do his transactions even though the material did not attain the
Oh, you.
75% migration? For example, now if a material has 1,000 or rather let's say okay 1,000 uh, beneficiaries and he was able to migrate like 100 or 200
Hmm.
do his transactions, is it possible under a
Uh,
material?
okay, I don't know if our director of administration is still in the house.
hello, sir.
He is supposed to respond to this question. Yes, I heard you very loud and clear, Mr. Raymond. And so I think that question will
Okay.
be answered duly during our humanitarian meeting come Monday. All right? Because I
Okay,
wouldn't want to jump into answering that question. I will
it's all,
throw that
it's
question to
all.
the director for administration so that he can respond to that particular question. So, come Monday, we are going to have another meeting. I will share the update on the humanitarian group chat. Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond. Yes. Uh, right now, I would like to recognize the presence of everyone. uh, I want to recognize our mommy Alice Jaffet from Nigeria, and also we have she is one of the administrators. Mommy, you can unmute your mic very quickly and greet the house. She is one of the administrators for Archbishop Japhet Tomwaso from Yola. You can unmute your mic, Ma, and greet the house very quickly before we go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Ma. You're welcome.
Greet the house for what is going on. I will also like to greet our executive director, for Africa. And uh, in fact, what is going on is you are going to wipe away shame from us for the people that are laughing and mocking at us as that we thank God with what is going on because we are seeing light, and we believe that before the year runs out, people will now begin to rush in for IWC, and
Hmm.
the flight might have taken off. And we thank God so much, and we believe that we will make our own effort to make sure that we meet is to reach before the transaction will start. So
Okay.
I thank you all and everyone in the house. God bless.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Mommy is one of the lead administrators for Dr. Bishop Japhet Tomwaso out of Adamawa State, Nigeria. And so accompanied with other administrators, are working tirelessly. And from the report I received, they are doing a tremendous job from Adamawa State. And so these are people who are ready for this exchange to open. And so we will work along with all the humanitarians to also encourage us to look at the migration process and migrate their people so that we can get these required numbers very early in order for this exchange to come open. What we are concerned about is for the exchange to come open so that we can start the migration, so that all those who have been thinking negative about the incredible wealth coin will begin to see that what is happening is real, is not a joke. And so, thank you very much. We may have another update rescheduled, but I will send a notification on the forum if need be. We have Danladi Adua James from Nigeria, I guess. You are welcome, Mr. Danladi. We also have Emmanuel Osagi. You are welcome. That's from Nigeria. We have Mr. Emmanuel Zaki, who is the ambassador doing very, very marvelously from Nigeria. You can unmute your mic, sir, and greet the house very quickly while we recognize other people before we go. 1 minute.
Yeah. Good evening, my boss's boss. I thank the entire leadership of IWC with what you are really doing sleeplessly, especially working hard for Nigerians. It's only God that's going to bless you and the entire team for this doing. And just like the way you said earlier, I don't want to believe that other countries are going to supersede us. Just give us from now until next week. You'll see what is going to happen out of Nigeria. We are really putting all our strategies all together to see how we migrate. Probably not just 20%, but even 50% WC holders in Nigeria. Just when I see what is going to happen by next week. I don't want to agree with that report from my boss. Pass us in anything. So just give up from now until next week and see what is going to happen and is going to come out from Nigeria. I thank everyone that is any person that has IWC, tell them to migrate. It's very important so that they will not be left behind. Just the way our mommy said, if the flight take off, you can't catch a flight and you don't come back. It's not like car or like bicycle. This is flight. So please just encourage as many you can encourage so that this the end of the week or so in the month. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that wonderful remarks. I know Nigeria is always at the forefront. Nigeria is never behind. Uh, but I don't want to begin to praise Nigeria right now until we begin to trade. We want to see which country will come up trading, but I know that Nigeria is not going to be behind. Yes.
Yes.
And so I also want to recognize the presence of Enaturo, who is one of the humanitarians. Thank you so much for coming on board this evening. I also want to recognize the presence of Mr. George Achi, Reverend George Achike from Grand Bassa County from Liberia. We also have Reverend Dean Herimas Otnell from Nigeria, who is the assistant coordinator, sorry, for Adamawa State. You are welcome, sir. Let me just give you 1 single minute because we are running out of time. You can unmute your mic and just greet the house, and then you mute yourself back while we proceed. All right. I think he may be having some connectivity issues. We also have Hosea Audu from Nigeria. We have uh, Joshua Makama Takar from Nigeria too. We have Kelvin Gray. We have Mr. Koli Bombom. We have Mr. Nehemiah Johanna. We also have Mr. Chibuke Onyemara. We also have Raymond Ezekiel. We have Sophie Lane. We also have Mr. Sumo C. Mulba. We also have Namanu from. Okay, we have we have what's this country? Um, Namani, you are welcome. I didn't see you coming in the forum earlier. Burkina Faso, you are welcome. We also have Favor Udoka from Nigeria. We also have Sierra Leone represented. Okay, I think Edgar just pop in and pop out, the ambassador for Ivory Coast. You are all welcome, sir. And I think I'm seeing, okay, the other people left from Ghana. Togo is not represented today. They are having some serious issues when it comes to internet connectivity, I can tell you. Togo and which country? Togo and some part of Nigeria and Liberia. They are having serious network connectivity issues. And that is why you can see many people are not in our regular meetings. But this meeting is recorded. And so you can get this on our YouTube channel and also watch it over and over again. Ensure to subscribe and like our YouTube channel so that YouTube will notify most of our members about this particular move. And so this is the much I can take for tonight. I want to appreciate everyone for coming on board to attend this meeting. And I also want to thank you for the efforts in times of migrating into the exchange. Let us push the momentum for the migration so that by next week, this exchange will come open. It doesn't matter the numbers we have right now, but I guarantee you we can have more numbers even in the next 24 hours. And so I want to thank each and every one of us for coming on board tonight. I want to call it a day here, and also this is the much we can take for this evening. Once again, good night,
Good.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Good night.
Good night.